Have you ever felt misunderstood by your partner because of differences in communication? Have you felt like, man, this person's not meeting my emotional needs, or the person complains that you're not meeting their emotional needs? The truth is, maybe we're like this, and maybe we're having a difference of language speaking. And I'm not talking about the language of English, Spanish, French, etc. I'm talking about those love languages. Oftentimes, love languages are spoken, but it is not what the person needs. What you're giving is what you may want. But when we talk about love languages, we're saying speak the language that your partner, that your friend, that your loved one, that your coworker understands. We have the opportunity to get our needs met when someone is intentional about speaking our language. But oftentimes what I'm seeing is that we are speaking the language that we want to hear, and the other person is just like, I don't receive it as my love language. What are the love languages? We talk about words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch, and just to name these few. And they're typically 5. That was made known by Gary Chapman in his book, The 5 Love Languages. The truth is, you guys, we want to speak the language that a person needs and values. And so whenever a person wants quality time and you're sitting there on your phone, or you're scrolling, or you're on your computer, or you're doing something, you're busy, you're watching TV, and they do not receive eye contact, they don't feel like you're giving them your undivided, they don't feel like you're giving them your undivided attention, then at that point you're not speaking their language. You might be in their vicinity, you may be having a conversation, but quality time for them means that they have your undivided attention and that you're doing something together that they value and that they feel meaningful. We think of physical touch. Sometimes people think, I can't really speak this person's love language because their love language is physical touch, and that's sexual. No, it's physical touch. Literally is just that. And most of the time, for many people, it is non-sexual touch. Sometimes in conversation, you put your hand on the knee, a hand on the shoulder, your elbows are touching, a hug, anything that communicates that I love you, I care about you, I'm here with you. And sometimes for people, bridging that physical barrier is what is meaningful for them. We think about maybe acts of service, going out of your way for someone, doing something that is kind, choosing to vacuum when you didn't have to, choosing to finish the dishes, doing various things that are meaningful to them. Again, it does not mean you do it because you like washing the dishes or you like helping around the house. No, you do it because you understand the importance of speaking the person's love language. And unless you are speaking the person's language, they are going to feel the absence of what love looks like and feels like to them. So you guys, let's be intentional about speaking each other's languages of love. Words of affirmation is another one. And I hope I remembered to say that earlier, but if I didn't, words of affirmation is the other. And it doesn't mean that you have to sit there praising the person all day. Oh, you're so amazing. Oh, you're so amazing. No, words of affirmation and praise can be the same, but can be a little bit different. And here's what I mean. Words of affirmation is like, I affirm and I validate your experience, what you're doing, what you're saying, who you are, and I am letting you know that I see you, for what you do, for your effort, for your input, for the value that you bring to this friendship, this relationship, this home, this workplace, and you're able to say, you know what, I appreciate the fact that you come on time when no one else does. I appreciate the fact that you choose to stay an hour later. I appreciate the fact that when I come home, that dinner is ready. I appreciate the fact that you cleaned your room and I didn't have to ask you. These things, ways of letting a person know you're not invisible to me. I see you, I appreciate you, and most importantly, I value you. And then gifts. There's some people where that's how they feel loved by you, and that is receiving a gift. And the gift does not have to be expensive. Don't feel like you have to go spend $5,000 in order to make someone feel like you love them. Sometimes it's you sitting down making a homemade card. Sometimes it could be, I was walking in the park and I saw these flowers and I picked one for you. It could be something as big as, yes, a piece of larger thing that they appreciate and they've been talking about for a long time, and you surprise them. But let's think outside the box, you guys. Let's be creative in how we speak each other's love languages. Most importantly, speak it. Learn to speak the language that the person you want to feel loved understands. Again, you are not speaking the language that you want. You are speaking the language that the other person understands as love. Would love to hear your comments. Would love to engage with you on this topic. Remember to subscribe so that we can keep up with each other and continue to learn and journey together. And as you guys journey, give yourself some grace. We'll see you next time.